Hi, everybody, and welcome to today's training. We are talking about nurturing a safe and supported partnership. I am Kiri Honey, a relationship coach for moms. Thank you so much for being here today. Now, we are going to cover 15 different things, basically categories that outline what a safe and supported partnership should look like. And I've got an accompanying worksheet for you so that you can go through and sort of assess how things are in your own life, your own partnership, and maybe what you could do differently. So what I've decided to do for this training is I'm actually going to go through the worksheet with you, and we'll discuss it as we go. So I am going to find the appropriate page. Bear with me for a moment because there we are. Okay, here's the worksheet. Now I just gotta share it with you. Okay. So we are looking at this worksheet. A safe and supportive partnership basically means you feel safe to be yourself. Now, I just want to put a little disclaimer in here. If there's a concern that for your own physical safety or mental safety, that is a whole different thing, and you need to seek support for that. This is just so that you can assess maybe how authentic you're being in your partnership, what else you can do to maybe develop trust, have open communication, those kinds of things. So those are the topics that we're talking about here, not your physical and mental, emotional safety, okay? So there is a big difference here. So because we often hide parts of ourselves inside our partnerships, whether we're conscious of it or not, often out of fear, worrying that we're going to be rejected if we are our full, true selves, which is, I guess, a common thing. It's hard to be completely vulnerable with someone, but it's also really amazing when you can be that vulnerable. So as I said, we're going to talk about 15 different characteristics of what a safe and supported relationship looks like. And you can use the prompts that we go through in this worksheet to identify it for yourself. So if you are an Academy member, you will find this worksheet down below under the, hang on, let me just find what that is called. Under the, sorry guys, I just want to get this information under the attachments, inside your portal. Okay, let's go back to where we were. All right, so let's dive in. The first area, so a safe and supported partnership should have trust. It is the foundation, and basically it means that you both have confidence in each other's intentions, that you are honest with each other, that you are reliable. And I wanted to just put in this section that I often get asked how we managed to rebuild trust after my husband's affair. And I guess the main thing was that our intentions to repair the marriage, to make things work, was very clear. Neither of us wanted our relationship to end. So there was that piece. And then the honesty piece was the piece that required more work. Understanding that he could be fully honest with me without me judging him for it was a big deal. And it took a long time for him to understand that, because there was a lot of shame for him. Like, he did not want to share all the gory details, if you will. But it was really important for me to know that. And once we were able to communicate that properly so that he could understand why I needed to know that, then we were able to move forward and really have that. And from there, being able to be honest about so much more, and without having to take it personally, really. Okay, so with these questions here, just some things to ask yourself, and you can use this worksheet, or you can write it yourself. And I just invite you to ask yourself these questions about trust, and maybe lead on to more things that you could think about. Is there an area of your partnership that you do struggle with trust? And I'll be honest, trust was a big thing for me for a long time. So the fact that I was actually able to overcome those real trust issues that I had, and I guess that's part of where therapy really helped for me, and going back through a lot of past traumas, past hurts. Infidelity was not something that I was new to, unfortunately. So there was a lot there. And that's where it was really an inside job, because wow, this is a pattern that keeps happening to me. What is it about me that is causing this to happen? And so there was a lot to explore in there. The next thing, open and honest communication. So both partners should be able to openly express their thoughts, their feelings, their concerns without judgment, criticism, or retaliation. Being empathetic to how the other is feeling, and being able to share what you're feeling is really important. So some questions you can think about: what do you struggle to openly talk about? What support do you think you could need? What holds you back from talking about certain things? So again, you use the space in the worksheet to kind of go through that process. The third thing, emotional safety. Emotional safety means feeling secure enough to be that vulnerable and authentic person with your partner. And again, it's really important that there's a clear intention, there's a clear focus, and that there is no judgment. So, like, you can even set yourself up in a conversation. I really want to share something with you. I am afraid of how you're going to respond, which is what's kept me from telling you. But because I want to be more open, because I want to be more honest, I want to share this with you. But please know that I am afraid to share it. And oftentimes we struggle to maybe share these kinds of things and being vulnerable, because we're worried that we're going to be ridiculed or dismissed, like, oh, that's nothing. Why are you worrying about that? Right? That doesn't make you feel great. So if you know that that's a standard response from your partner, you're probably not going to share, right? So questions you can ask here: when do you struggle to be truly authentic out of fear? When do you feel most like yourself? Do you ever feel unsafe to be your true self? You can add more questions in as it maybe comes up for you. This is a document that you will be able to copy into your own Google Drive. as you go through it. So that will make it easy for you to be able to edit it online and fill in the boxes as you go. Okay. Number 4 is respect. Respecting each other's individuality, because we're all different people. Your boundaries, autonomy. You should be able to treat each other with kindness, be considerate, be appreciated. So I just asking questions like, do you feel respected? Are there times maybe when you don't feel respected? Do you have clear boundaries? Do you feel like your partner considers your needs? If not, when would you like more consideration or appreciation? And this comes down to your awareness of maybe what's missing and what could you benefit more from your partnership. Do you always consider your partner's needs and show them appreciation? And if not, when could you show more of it? Because again, what we give is often what we will get back, right? Healthy boundaries. Do you have healthy boundaries? Do you respect each other's boundaries and understand that it's okay to say no? And then some questions to ask yourself. How easily do you say no to your partner? Maybe you say no too much. What's their response when you say no? How do you feel when you say no? And then there's a space here where I want you to explore various areas where you struggle with clear boundaries. It doesn't necessarily have to be in your partnership. It could be with other things. Brainstorm some ideas of where maybe you should be saying no, but you maybe struggle to do that. And then why do you struggle to say no to the things that you've just written down? And explore that a bit. The next stage is conflict. So it's inevitable that you're going to have conflict in your partnership. But to have a safe conflict that's resolved constructively and actually with solutions, you need to be able to work together to find solutions. Maybe avoid things like yelling, name calling, manipulation, stuff like that. So this is asking you to look at, how do you handle conflict? What's your natural response? What's your partner's natural response? What could you do differently to be better heard and understood by your partner? And what can you do differently to better understand your partner and how they respond to conflict? Support and encouragement. Safe and supportive partnership should be supporting and encouraging each other's growth, goals, dreams, that kind of thing. And provide emotional, practical support during challenges and basically supporting each other's dreams, right? Do you feel like your partner supports your goals? Do you support your partner's goals? Do you feel you need more support? How could you offer more support to your partner? Equality. Do you have a partnership where you both feel like you're equal in terms of equal say in decisions, like a power balance? So I asked you, who has the power in your relationship and why do you think they have the power? How can you better balance the power struggle or structure? Either way. So you both have an equal say in the decisions and how things happen in your household. The two next ones are physical safety and freedom from fear. Now, as I mentioned at the start of this training, if you are concerned about your physical safety and you are afraid from an emotional, physical, or emotional harm, then please do seek help. And I did not include questions in this area because if there's any concern here, you do need to get support. Reliability and consistency. You should be able to rely on each other, and yeah, it says, and feel confident that your needs are being met. Do you feel like your partner is reliable? Are you reliable? If not, what needs to happen for you to be able to better rely on each other and meet each other's needs? Emotional intimacy. Partners share a deep connection and feel comfortable discussing their feelings, fears, and desires. Are you holding back a part of yourself out of fear? If so, when do you do this and why? How safe do you feel to say how you feel without judgment? When do you feel the most judged and why? And what can you do differently to ensure you are your more authentic self 99% of the time? And just so you don't feel like maybe you're the only one, I personally have struggled with the financial piece. I like to spend money. My partner, maybe not so much, or we spend it on different things. And so when we have to discuss things like my spending habits, that is where I feel the most judged. So there you go. Shared values. Partners in a safe relationship often share similar values, priorities, and life goals, which help strengthen the bond and reduce conflict. Now, so what are your top values? If you've been hanging around with me for a while, you have probably done your values worksheet. If you have not, now might be your time to do that. What are your partner's top values? Where do your values align? And what areas maybe do you struggle to agree on? And this is definitely an area that can cause tension. And if there is an area that you struggle with, having some strategies around that would be really important. So what actions can you take to better understand each other where your values and beliefs may not align? Number 14, flexibility and adaptability. Partners can navigate life changes and challenges together. So how able are you to deal with change? How well do you navigate change together as a couple? What could you do to better navigate tough times? And the last one, my favorite one, if I do say so myself, is mutual enjoyment. So when you are in a safe and supported relationship, you actually genuinely enjoy each other's company. And you might want to have fun together. So you create positive, joyful experiences and prioritize your time. So I want you to think about, how much fun do you have together? What do you have the most fun doing together? Use a space to brainstorm your favorite things to do as a couple. How can you bring more fun and joy into your partnership? And what action step can you take to ensure you are having more fun as a couple every week? This is really important, because if you're not having any joy, any fun together as a couple, you're really just going through the motions. It's very transactional. You don't want your relationship to be just transactional. You want to actually enjoy each other's company. So start prioritizing it and use this worksheet to come up with a bunch of different ideas of things, fun things that you enjoy doing together that you should be doing more of. And that is it. That's all I wanted to share with you today. I hope you found this more conversation style today. And I hope you take the time to fill in this worksheet. It is just for you. If there's anything that comes up for you in this worksheet that you would like to discuss, we have our Q&A session on this coming Monday, but we also have a Q&A session the second Monday of every month. So you can submit questions for that at any time related to something that you would like to explore in here. I would be happy to help you work through whatever comes up for you. All right. Thank you so much for watching this today, and we will see you again next week.